everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa Hardy and I am the maker behind Sweet Paper Studios. I'm also an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and if you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to work with you. But with that, before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button below so you don't miss any of my upcoming content or videos. I have a lot of things planned for you. In the meantime, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to take these rather boring old Dollarama notepads and turning them into something pretty and fun. These notepads make perfect retreat gifts or craft fair items. I myself have an upcoming retreat and will be handing these out to all of my attendees, but these would also be big sellers at an upcoming craft fair. So let's go ahead, let's dive right in. I'm so excited. You'll be amazed at how quick and easy these are to make, and you're gonna just be obsessed with making them like I am. All right, let's just go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's get started. So just to go over a couple of supplies that you're gonna need is these are scratch pads from Dollarama. They come in packs of 4 for $1.25. I mean, that is so cheap. It works out to be like 31.5 cents each, which is a very low cost item for your retreat or for a gift or for your craft fairs. So these measure 4 inches by 5.5 inches. So those are the measurements that we're going to be using today. And they kind of come somewhat attached, but there's 4 different notepads, 80 sheets each. And the top one comes with this little sort of cover that we're just going to take right off. Now, other supplies are your stamps, ink, and paper. As I said, I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I'm going to be using Stampin' Up! Supplies in this video and for my projects. And then you can add any extra ribbon or embellishments that you'd like. And then you also need glue. My preference is the Tombow liquid glue. And then you're going to need a paper trimmer to trim down your paper. So we can go ahead and get started. So I will bring over one of my notepads, and I'm going to choose to use the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. So in this case, I'm going to use this pattern right here, and I'll just quickly show you what that paper pack looks like. This is all of the different designs. There's 12 sheets and they're all double-sided. Really fantastic traditional Christmas paper, really beautiful. And then in your 12 by 12 packs, there's always this extra cardboard sheet in with them that, you know, just gives you the product details. I always end up keeping these, and you're going to be using them on these notebooks, which is a great way to reuse the packaging. So with that, you're also going to need a paper trimmer. So I'll bring out the paper trimmer from Stampin' Up! And so we're going to need to cut some of these pieces down. So for my Designer Series paper, because these are 4 inches by 5.5 inches, that's the size I need to cut this paper down. So I'm going to line up that at the 4-inch mark. There we go. And I will just cut that down. And it is 5.5 inches, but what I found is that I need just a sliver extra. So I cut just over the 5.5 inch line. I'm not sure why it works out to be that way, but I just find that extra little sliver helps. Okay, and then we're going to cut down the same size with our 12 by 12 packaging. So again, it's really great to try to reuse some of the packaging that we get. So this is a great way to do that. So again, 4 inches. By just over that 5.5 inch mark. So just a sliver. Okay. And then we're gonna need an extra piece of cardstock, and I actually already have, I don't already have that cut out. This is not the same one, but I'm going to use a piece of basic white cardstock. And You can customize this depending on the pattern of paper that you're using, but we're going to cut a 4-inch by 2-inch piece of cardstock. And this will cover the top part of the notepad. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment. Okay, so that's all of the cutting that we're gonna do to start. So you're going to adhere your designer series paper right onto that extra cardstock piece that you just cut. So right from the packaging piece, and we're just going to adhere that with the multi-purpose liquid glue. So I'm just going to go all the way around just very lightly and then fill some in the middle there. And so we're just going to adhere that right at the top. And the reason why I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue is because it is a little bit forgiving. And so if you do have to move this out, you're not struggling with any other adhesive like Stampin' Seal or a tape runner or anything like that. Just find this to be easy. Okay, so that is what will be your cover. Okay, so then we are going to attach this to the top of our paper pad. And we're gonna turn it upside down, and we're going to make sure that that is nice and in line with the top of our paper pad. And then we're gonna add, for extra security, a little bit of Tombow glue right at the top. So along where that top part meets. So we're actually just creating an extra layer of that glue on top of what's already there to help secure the top part, the designer series paper to the top portion. Now, usually when I'm making these, I'm making multiples. So what I would normally do is take some of these file clips and just add a couple at the top, just like that. And then I would go on to my next notepad, and then I would sort of just do like an assembly line. But that's not the case for this one, which is fine. But usually I like to leave this for 3 or 4 minutes to help secure it and help the glue dry a little bit. And it's okay if it's not completely dry once you move on to the next step. Now the next step is to take that 4-inch by 2-inch piece, and we're gonna wrap that around the top. So usually I like to do about 3/4 of an inch on the front, and then you sort of fold it over to get your shape, just like that. Now you want to try to be as straight as possible, but it's okay if it doesn't end up being exactly straight. If you end up with like something a little crooked, you can put a piece of ribbon over that front and no one will ever know. So we're going to secure that with the Tombow as well. And just gonna be careful here. And why I wrapped it around first is because it kind of gave us that line, right? So you know where to line it up. So I'm just going to put that right on the front there. Try to get it as straight as possible. And then if you have a bone folder, which I just did, there it is. You could take your bone folder and just help straighten that out a little bit. And then very carefully, you're going to fold it over all the way to the back. Okay, this is where it helps that the glue is a little bit forgiving if you need to shift it over a little bit. But once it's sort of in place, I like to take the bone folder to the front, the top, because you want to define that fold a little bit, and then bring it over to the back and flatten that out. So you want to make sure that all 3 sides are flat, just like that. Okay. And I mean, look how nice that's looking already. Now you could choose to do a full wrap of designer series paper, but because this is already cardboard and nice and sturdy, and I want to make as many of these as possible and stretch out my designer series paper as much as possible, I'm just doing the front. I mean, no one is going to really care about what the back looks like. So just the front is a-okay in my books. All right, so Then we can go on and decorate a little bit. And with that, I do have a pre-cut die. This is a scalloped rectangle from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I almost forgot the name for a second. And we're going to use the Peaceful Deer bundle for this. So this is a bundle. It comes with a stamp set and this beautiful deer punch. So we're going to use this today. And let me just move this out of the way. We are going to take a spare piece of basic white, and I'm just using a spare that I had from my stitched rectangle, and we're going to stamp this deer right here. It says, "Oh, what fun" on the inside, and we're going to stamp with the real red ink. So I'm just going to move that out of the way. And I already have this on my D block. And so he fits perfectly right in there. And let me give you a close-up of that. I just love the rich red color and the "oh, what fun" sentiment inside. Really fun. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that out with the punch. And I'll line that up. And we will punch him out, or her out. Okay, and then we're gonna add a sentiment on the bottom of this, and we're going to go with the "it's the best time of year" sentiment, and we're gonna stick with that real red ink color. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it right at the bottom, and then we're gonna put, actually I'm going to move the ink out of the way real quick. And then we're going to put this fabulous deer up on some Stampin' Dimensionals. We're going to have her pop out a little bit. And I'm going to use 2 regular dimensionals and a mini right behind the head. And we are going to have her sort of prance right in the center there. Okay, and how cute is that looking already? All right, so we are going to add a little bit of ribbon in there. So I'm trying to decide if I want, no, I don't think that. So I think I'm going to actually pull out the real red satin ribbon. This is gorgeous ribbon. You can see some of that shine there. And we're gonna actually do a little bit of easy cutting here instead of wrapping it around, tying a bow. I'm gonna find the center point in there and turn it around and just add a little bit of adhesive at the back there on both sides. And I'm just going to attach the ribbon end on one side and just wrap it around to the other side, and then we'll just trim that. And then I'm going to cut about a 4-inch piece from the roll, and we're just going to tie a little knot with this piece of ribbon. And we're going to give that a little pull. And before we adhere that, we're also going to adhere our stitched rectangle with Stampin' Dimensionals as well. So I'll put some on there. And what I love about these is that you can really make them as simple or as you know, what's the word I'm looking for? As simple or extravagant as you would like. And if you're making multiples, you might want to keep it a little bit simple. That's why I kind of like using the Peaceful Deer stamp set, because you do have that punch, which makes it really go by really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to take our ribbon and we are going to adhere that with a mini glue dot. So I'm just going to pick that up on the back center of the little knot, and I'm going to just give that a press And then I'm just going to trim those end pieces. There we go. Gonna move those out of the way. And then I'm going to actually pick up another glue dot and just put that right behind that centerpiece of the ribbon that we wrapped around, just for some extra security there. And I will play around with that. And then the final thing I think I'm going to do to this card is add notepad, is just to add a little bit of bling. And we're going to do that with our rhinestones. So I will just use 3 of the small ones, and I'll put one right down here. And I'll put one right there. And then I'll just put one up here. And I'm keeping it fairly simple, and that really concludes and finishes off this notepad. So we really did turn it from something really boring to something really, really cute. And I do have some other samples for you, so let me bring those out. Here is one that is similar in style. I did use the Peaceful Print Celebration paper for that one. But let me show you some others. Here is an easy one using the, I believe it's called Hand Delivered Stamp Set, or sorry, the Delivering Cheer Stamp Set. I've done one with the Whimsy and Wonder. Another one with Deer, but I chose to do a plaid background with the black top with the pops of red. Here is one with the Be Jolly stamp set. I have one with the Gingerbread Memories and More pack, and another one with the Peaceful Deer, just changing it up with the Shaded Spruce Designer Series paper and the red. So really fun. The options are really endless with these. You can go as big or as little as you would like. So quick and easy. I hope you loved the video today. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. You don't want to miss some upcoming videos that I have. Again, thank you so much. If you do need any of the supplies used today, you can shop in my online store. If you're in Canada, I put the link below. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter at sweetpaperstudios.com. We're in the midst of our 12 Weeks of Christmas, which gets you a exclusive PDF project tutorial delivered right to your inbox for 12 weeks up until Christmas. So go ahead and subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all soon. Bye.